Title ***. The house that once left me behind. I still hear their voices sometimes, the ones who threw me out at 16. But now, it's my home they want to step into. They think they can just waltz back and like nothing happened. But the truth is, I've rebuilt my life. The problem is, my life might not be what they think it is anymore. It's 3 a.m., and I'm lying in bed, staring at the ceiling. The air in the room feels thick, almost suffocating. I can't shake the feeling that I'm being watched. It's strange, but it's not the first time I've felt this way. A few weeks ago, I got a text from my twin sister, Megan. It was simple at first. "Can we talk?" She followed it up with another message. "Mom and Dad want to come by. They need to talk to you." I hadn't heard from them in years, not since they kicked me out when I was 16. I didn't respond. I thought maybe it was a joke. Maybe they were messing with me after all this time, but that wasn't the case. They showed up at my door the next day, unannounced. I should have been prepared for it, but I wasn't. There they were, Mom and Dad, standing on my front porch like they had the right to be there. Behind them was Megan, looking awkward, standing a little too far away, like she was still trying to distance herself from me. Her eyes didn't meet mine. I almost wanted to say something, anything, but I was too shocked to speak. "Hi, honey," Mom said, her voice sweet, too sweet. We've been thinking about you. We've had some hard times lately, and we need to talk. We want to move in with you." I froze. My parents. The people who had thrown me out with nothing, the people who told me I was a disappointment, a burden. They wanted to come back into my life like nothing had ever happened. I barely managed to keep my composure. "You want to move in with me?" "Yes, honey. We have nowhere else to go. You have a beautiful house now, and we're struggling. We could really use your help. You've done so well for yourself." I laughed, though it wasn't a real laugh. It was hollow, empty, just a reaction to the absurdity of it all. How dare they? After everything they did to me? "Do you remember what you did?" I said, voice shaking. "Do you remember how you threw me out with nothing at 16? Told me I was a mistake? You left me on the streets, and now you think you can just come back into my life like nothing happened?" They looked at each other. It was like they couldn't even remember what they had done. My dad tried to speak, but I wasn't having it. "You don't get to pretend." I spat. "You don't get to come back into my life after abandoning me for years. I'm not your charity case. I'm not your second chance." Megan shifted uncomfortably behind them, but she didn't say anything. She never said anything back then either. I slammed the door in their faces. I felt like my heart was pounding in my chest. I thought that would be the end of it, that they would just disappear. But they didn't. That night, I heard soft knocks at my door. I ignored them. Then, more persistent knocks, followed by a voice. "Please, honey, let us in. We need to talk. Just let us in." It was too much. I didn't answer. The next morning, I woke up to something that made my stomach churn. They had left me a note on my doorstep. At first, I thought it was just some kind of apology, but when I read it, my hands began to shake. "We know where you are now. You can't hide from us forever. We want to be a family again. Open the door, or we'll make you." I couldn't breathe. It felt like I was suffocating in my own home. I thought they were gone. I thought I'd finally left that part of my life behind. But now they were here. Watching. Waiting. I tried to ignore it, tried to focus on my work, but that gnawing feeling never left. Every time I stepped into the kitchen, I felt like they were lurking behind the walls, waiting for me to slip up. I couldn't shake the fear that they were closer than I wanted to admit. A few days ago, I decided to check my security cameras, something I hadn't bothered to do in months. I was just looking for peace of mind. But when I saw the footage, my blood ran cold. They were standing outside my window. At night. All of them. Mom, Dad, Megan. Just standing there, staring into the house. Silent. Not a single word between them. Just their eyes, hollow and vacant, watching me from the darkness. They didn't leave. They never left. And that's when I realized, they weren't trying to come back into my life. They were never gone. Now every night, I hear the faint sound of knocking again. Soft. Insistent. But I know it's not just them at my door. It's something else. Something waiting. Something that never left. And I don't know how much longer I can ignore it before it all comes crashing down. I'll never open that door again.